I genuinely believe that Satoshis will become the foundation of the financial system. I'm not sure when it will occur, but I think it will. People's minds will be racing because these items will be so precious. I therefore felt compelled to attempt highlighting that in the book. You don't want to pass this up if you're considering investing in it. Additionally, I recognize that many are afraid of it, and my clientele in my financial management business tends to be older and reasonably wary, and I say, okay, fine, I understand. I'm not advocating that you invest all of your money in Bitcoin. Rather, I'm saying that you can afford to invest 1%, 5%, or 10%. That's something you can afford. Your lifestyle won't alter even if I'm mistaken and it drops to zero. 10-bagger, then another 10-bagger, and then another 10-bagger. You'll be very happy you did it. Larry Lepard is adamant that the cryptocurrency markets will rise several times as much as they are now. Even while he may be a strong supporter of Bitcoin in particular, I believe that XRP will experience significantly more price movement during an altcoin season if Bitcoin does experience the anticipated price action he is discussing here, and for that reason, I do believe there is a very good chance that XRP will reach $20 per coin this cycle, and he discusses this with many of his clients who depend on him for management guidance. It's great to see that many older generations are beginning to become more interested in cryptocurrencies and are learning more about the advantages of the technology. Because it will be genuinely transformative for many of us here, I wanted to discuss this in today's video and pay close attention to what Larry Lepard has to say, who want to gradually increase their fortune. People who purchased it at 1,000 are happy to have it today at 100. You know, in my opinion, it will be worth $1 million in 5 years, and you will regret not purchasing it at the $100 mark. I simply believe that it's a point that has to be made. I fervently wish and hope that the dismal future does not materialize. As I've always stated, gold is quite helpful for paying border guards because I doubt they'll have a lightning wallet and know how much your Bitcoin is worth. However, I don't think it will. Additionally, I have a number of silver coins that I believe are highly precious for everyday use. Much like gold coins are very desirable, using a gold coin for business is challenging. An ounce costs $3,000. A silver coin, on the other hand, costs $30 to $40. People are aware of what it is, whether it's a petrol tank, 3 chickens, or the number of pounds of beef. Therefore, silver coins are a fantastic option for bearer money, and I believe that everyone ought to own some, in the unlikely event that all other sources of income are temporarily unavailable. However, I have a tendency to be very hopeful. I believe that a far better world is ahead of us. I believe that the switch to Bitcoin won't cause us any great suffering. For those who have kept their wealth in fiat, I believe there will be a one-time shock. Additionally, that will be unpleasant. You have a sizable bond portfolio, and I fear you will be taken aback. However, that's what it is. The average work, I believe, consider the typical individual, such as a plumber. They do well, they feed themselves, they have a mortgage on their home, and they have some money. We go through a huge financial process, so their house will likely be worth much less in the new currency, and their savings and debt will likely be worth much less. However, if they are young and have plumbing and toilet repair skills, they will be fine. They will reprice whatever the new currency is, and people will need that practical ability. You understand what I mean? Therefore, it's not. Now, if you're a really rich man and all of your money is invested in bonds, I believe you could lose a significant portion of your wealth. Bitcoin will be successful because it is superior in every way, technologically, verification-wise, triple entry accounting, etc. The failure of the gold standard is attributed to both political and technological factors. They discovered a way to make paper gold. In essence, Nixon violated the gold standard. He did, even though he didn't have to. Bitcoin is a far superior alternative to gold. It does not deflect nor debase. It will outperform gold as an asset, and gold will be valuable for jewelry. That will take a lot of time because just a small percentage of individuals realize that Bitcoin has value, whereas 8 billion people know that gold has worth. Therefore, we are currently in a phase of transition between the two extremes. How do I orange pill gold pugs, to answer your question? I usually run into a few objections, so I go to the New Orleans Gold, which was formerly known as the New Orleans Gold Show, but is now known as the New Orleans Investment Conference. Brian London, the person who runs it, is a good guy, and he's become much more accepting of Bitcoin. Even though Peter Schiff visits there annually and has heated arguments with us, he has had Lynn, me, and Jane Lavers there. However, I find that many individuals become fixated on the physical aspects of it all, and I simply use money as a point of contention with them. Do you understand? You see, you are unable to access the funds in your bank account. You mean it's just a few numbers on your computer screen? The money isn't actually there after all. A ledger is money. There has always been a ledger. Prior to the existence of gold, individuals in caves left traces that suggested a system of credit and debit that determined who owed what. Therefore, money need not be tangible. What other concerns do the gold bugs raise? The ETF sort of swatted that one away, but occasionally they say the government will kill it. Occasionally they mention that Facebook will outperform MySpace. As we discussed offline, that is somewhat unrealistic, given how long it took to establish this unchangeable network. Additionally, it would be extremely vulnerable to a 51% assault if someone attempted to do it again. You either believe in the ledger or you don't. It's an asset that is part of a bearer ledger. The other point I've heard more recently is the quantum computing argument, and some people say, wow, the technology, and after researching it and reading as much as I could, I believe that there is a risk, but it is a very remote one. Decades away, in my opinion. Additionally, I believe that we could apply it to Bitcoin, and perhaps there would be a hard fork, in which case everyone would switch to the new solution. I simply don't give a damn about that. You know, I'm coming close to running out of decades. I believe I'm doing well. However, everyone is aware that there are financial dangers associated with every decision. Consequently, I no longer have all of my money in gold, Bitcoin, or real estate, and I do have a modest amount of cash merely for the sake of having it. Being able to seize opportunities is something I desire. Yes, everything is based on probability. That's right. I believe that a significant portion of the cryptocurrency business has not yet been explored, but as Larry Lepard once stated, Bitcoin was well ahead of its competitors. More precisely though, HBAR and XRP are far ahead of the competition, and investing in them is effectively the same as investing in a market leader like Amazon, Nvidia, or Microsoft. They were a $1 billion corporation 10 years ago. Anyone with a modicum of common sense could be doing it now. Less than 1% of people worldwide now own any XRP, despite the fact that Bitcoin is worth trillions of dollars and that most people are aware of it. This has the mentality of wanting to conduct large-scale international transactions. To stay ahead of the curve and guarantee that, well, everyone will be using this technology, almost all government officials, including Donald Trump, as well as numerous others in South Korea and Japan, SBI Holdings, and large corporations, are working on integrating these systems.